Hey guys, it's grocery haul day here and I am about to head out to the shops, but before I do that, I have a little bit of a routine that I go through to help me plan, make sure that I only pick up the things that I need and basically get the best bang for my buck when I go to the supermarket. So today, I thought I would take you guys along for a little bit of a behind the scenes type video as I actually get ready to go grocery shopping. I know that doesn't sound terribly exciting, but hopefully if you guys see my process, you'll understand why I don't always pick up a week's worth of food every time I go grocery shopping, because what I do every single week, every single time before I go to the grocery store, is I shop my fridge, freezer and pantry first. I work out what meals I can already pull together with the things that we have on hand. Then I go and check the specials and I see what's going to be happening at the supermarket before I even get there, so I've got a complete plan of attack. And then I sit down and make a meal plan and fill in the gaps of the things that we don't have with the things that are going to be on special at the supermarket, so that we can create a week's worth of meals, breakfast, lunch and dinner. First of all, capitalizing on everything that we've already bought. Secondly, using those things that are on special at the supermarket this week, which then leaves me with a little bit of money in my grocery allowance each week to pick up things that are marked down that I can put in my freezer that I can use in future weeks when I sit down and do another meal plan and I start with the things that I already have in my fridge, freezer and pantry. I'm sure this will all make sense as you guys come with me today and I get ready to go grocery shopping. And then we'll actually hit the shops and we'll pick up the things that we need for this week. So come along, buckle up, get ready. I'm sure it's going to be really, really exciting as I basically work out what food we have, what we're going to eat and what we're going to need for this week. So let's do it. All right, let's take a quick peek in the fridge. Do have a little bit of cos lettuce left here, a couple of bananas, but not a lot in the fruit department. That yogurt's just about done, so that'll be gone today. A few blueberries left over in that punnet. If they're not used today, I'm going to stick what's left in the freezer with the other blueberries that I have, and then we'll just use those in baking and pancakes and oats, things like that. The cheese is just about done. The eggs are just about done, so I will be replacing all of those today when I go grocery shopping. That's some salmon which needs to be used up today and some tinned fruit. Down the bottom here we've got a couple of HelloFresh lunches. These are leftovers from the meals that I made. So Shannon and I have got lunch today covered, but most of this stuff is going to be used up today. Still have those packets of Hokkien noodles there at the back. They do have until the end of September on them, but I need to make sure that we use those up, so make sure they go on the meal plan. Still have a little bit of iceberg lettuce left in here, so we'll make sure we do something with that this week. Down in the crisper, not a lot left in here. Got a couple of tomatoes, one whole bag of carrots, one zucchini, half the wombok, which does need to be used. It still feels pretty firm, but I do want to use that up this week. Other than that, the fridge is looking a bit empty. All right, on the door, we've still got half packet of ham for lunches, so we're good for sandwich meat, I think. Lots of bits and pieces left over from our HelloFresh box. Garlic to go to somebody because I can't use that. Lots of condiments there. We are on to the UHT milk, so I will need to replace that in the shopping today to make sure we have that on hand in the pantry. But we do still have a frozen 2 litre in the freezer outside as well. But that's the fridge. Let's have a look and see what we've still got left to use up in the freezer. Plenty of frozen veggies in here. Peas, beans, corn, all of that sort of stuff. Some Parmesan cheese. These were the marked down strawberries that I bought the other day. I've just chopped them up and frozen them back in their containers so we can chuck those in smoothies or use them in baking or anything like that. And just some of the bocconcini cheese, the little mozzarella cheese that I bought the other day. I used half of it, and then the other half I just flash froze and stuck in the freezer. And I can just drop those straight onto some pizzas or in some pasta or anything like that. They're ready to go. A couple of leftover rolls. Very full down here. We've got chicken burgers, chicken. Still working on that kale, but I will get rid of it. We've got some white fish there to use up. If I dig down a little bit over here, we've still got some mince, bacon, some salmon. So lots in here. Oh, I'm never going to be able to get that closed again now. I've upset the balance. Let's go and check out the outside freezer. Okie dokies, and out here we've got all of the marked down stuff that I picked up the other day. I did split the twin pack of the sausages into their chicken and beef lots and then marked them, so this is chicken, so I don't have to defrost the whole big packets, but it's full of a lot of marked down meat. If you want to check the whole haul out, I will leave a link to that above, everything that I picked up, so I won't show you everything that I've got here. We've got some porterhouse steak, we've got some more of those chicken burgers that I picked up from Aldi, a couple of loaves of bread, some more kale, but we're getting there. It'll be gone by the end of the year. We're working on it. Lots of food out here to do something with. I'm going to jot this all down and let's see what we can come up with on a meal plan and what I have left that I still need to pick up in today's shopping. And to make things a little bit easier, what I like to do is create a list of everything that I have, but as I use things throughout the week and the month, I actually like to update my tally so that when I go to write my new list of things that I have that I need to use up, I've sort of done half of the work already. I know what I still have left to use up, and I will rewrite this today so it's a bit neater. I will add in anything that's not on the list that I have picked up, maybe marked down, or that I've found that I've decided that I want to use up, that's lurking in the back of the pantry or whatever. But this system makes things so much quicker because I can quickly look, see what I've got left, see what I've used up, and I don't have to start from scratch and go through my whole fridge and freezer every time I sit down to do a meal plan. So this definitely helps. Alright, so before I even jump on and have a look at what specials are in the catalogue this week, and I can do that online, so it makes it really easy and I can do it before we go. I've already got some ideas of some meals that we can pull together with the things that we already have. So I know that Sunday, which is tomorrow night, because I'm actually shopping on a Saturday, which I don't normally do, I normally shop on a Monday, but that's a whole nother video going on there with the bonus points offer from Coles this week. Sunday is the last day to shop for that. So I have been shopping on the Sunday for the Monday, but it's Father's Day, so now I'm shopping on the Saturday. I don't know, it's a whole thing. We'll leave that alone. So I know we've got Sunday, we've got Father's Day dinner, which leaves me Monday to next Saturday, and I'll probably go shopping again next Saturday at this point. But I've already worked out I want to do a big batch of chili, and I'm pretty sure I've got everything to do that. I'm going to do a chicken stir fry and use up that wombok. I have some meatballs in the freezer, sorry, so we're going to do a pesto pasta on Thursday, because I do like to make sure, this is how I just basically do my meal planning real quick, to make sure there's a bit of variety. I try to pick something that has a vegetable base, a rice base, a pasta base, so we're not eating the same meals all the time, but I've got a little bit of a routine there. And do you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we do the actual rice night on the Tuesday and we do the vegetable night on the Thursday. That doesn't matter. The idea is that we do something with a vegetable base, a rice base, and a pasta base. we do something that's fun, and the kids usually get a say in what that is. I like to do something fancy once a week, so maybe it's a new recipe, or it's something that's a little bit more expensive. It's one of those recipes or meals that I know is going to push up our $10 dinner budget. So if you haven't seen that, I'll link to that as well. That's a whole thing in itself. Keeping your grocery budget under wraps with the $10 dinner rule, super helpful. But I do sometimes, it's nice just to splurge out a little bit. So we've got a fancy night, and that's counterbalanced by the fact that once a week I always try and do something frugal. Maybe it's a big batch meal, maybe it's a use it up night, something that's going to help balance the budget across the week. So we can do some cheap meals, we can have some fun, we can do something that's a little bit fancy, and we're not going to break the bank because we're going to have some frugal meals in there as well. But basically, it's getting a little bit off track. As you can see, I haven't actually jumped online and had a look at what's on special at Coles this week, but I've already filled in 1, 2, 3, 4 meals, and we're doing the Father's Day dinner. So I've only really got the Tuesday and the Saturday, our veg meal, and something a little bit fancy to pick. I'm going to jump on and have a look at what's on special this week at Coles. I'm going to look particularly at the produce, fresh fruit and veggies, see what I can pick up for this week to fill in the blanks, but also what's going to keep and be on hand for the following week as well. I do take that into consideration, but as you can see, like, we're almost there. All right, so next step on the back of my old list. So this was the list that I made of things that I already had from last week. I went through and I used some of those things. I've adjusted some of the figures as I've used it, and I have an idea of what's still left in my fridge, freezer and pantry here. I take this with me, and on the back I jot down the ideas that I have for this week, for the dinners that I'm going to do, and I start to make a list of the things that I still need to pick up. And I like to organize it with the things that I definitely have to get and the things that I could possibly get if there is enough left in my budget. And in this case, I'm aiming to spend $70 to pick up those Flybuys points. So these are some extra things that I could grab that I know that we're running low on. I don't desperately need to get them this week, but they are some ideas of things that I'm going to need in the future. And I keep all of that on the back of my list of things that I have at home. So if I'm walking around the shops and I see something that's on special and I wonder if I should stock up, I've got an idea of the things that I have at home and how much I already have, and whether or not it's going to be a good idea to do that. The thing that you can do really quickly before you run out the door is actually take a photo. Take a photo of what's inside your fridge, what's inside your freezer, but mainly what's inside your pantry. And a couple of quick snaps. You can refer back to them while you're at the shop to see if you have those things on hand, and then you can just delete them once you get home. You don't need to keep those photos forever, but it's handy to be able to reference back to the things that you have on hand, particularly if you keep a bit of a rotating pantry, a rotating stockpile, whatever you want to call it. You're buying some things in advance and you're picking things up when they are at their cheapest and getting you through until they're on special next time. Having a quick reference back to the things that you already have on hand, particularly in your pantry and your freezer, is really helpful while you're at the supermarket and you're trying to make those spur of the moment decisions on the things that you sometimes see there. So I'm going to go and do that quickly. I have my list and we're about to go jump in the car and we're going to go hit the shops. Alright, well, that did not go to plan. I don't normally go shopping on a Saturday. I don't know why I'm giving this a disclaimer, but just to put you guys into the loop. I don't normally go shopping on a Saturday. That was an absolute madhouse. We went to Coles and it was packed. We made the $70 spend and I said, Shan, we'll cut it off there, and what we'll do is we'll go to Woolies and get the rest of what we need so that we don't bump up our Flybuy spend too much and then they put the next offer up too high. Woolies was packed. There was a line outside. There was, I don't know, a dozen people still waiting to get in, so we called it quits today. This is what we picked up. I missed a couple of things on my list, but I'm not too worried about it. Before I turn it around and show you what we did pick up today, I was going to get yogurt and eggs, which I opted not to do this week. Ordinarily they're on my list, but you know what, we can survive a week without them. I'll put that back on the shopping list for next week. I spent $81.05 at Coles, so over our $70 spend. I have, what's the word I'm looking for? Lost it. I've completed this week's shop. I've completed this week's shop for our bonus points offer. I have one left to do, 4 weeks. So this is week 3. I've got one left to do next week. I'm going to go and try and go shopping on Friday and see if it's less crazy than Saturdays. But Saturdays was crazy. And yet I have stickers. So let me turn this around and show you what we picked up today from Coles to go with the things that we already have. Well, this is it. $80. Doesn't really look like very much, but let me tell you what we've got here and how it adds up very quickly. So today I have picked up 2 3-litre milks. They are $3.60 each. I forgot to get the UHT one to put back into the pantry, but we still have a frozen 2-litre markdown milk out in the freezer. So that should be enough to get us through the week, but I am going to go shopping on Friday, not next Saturday, so it only has to do 6 days. I did grab another loaf of bread that was marked down. I still have 2 in the freezer outside, plus we're going to do cooked lunches this week, so we shouldn't need too much bread. I did pick up the raisin toast to have as a special breakfast because I didn't grab any eggs or wraps or anything like that. So this week we're going to change things up a little bit. We've got the raisin bread for a special breakfast rather than doing the egg wraps or something along those lines. Plus we still have the Weet-Bix and oats in the pantry. Another block of cheese, $8, so that's pushed up the price. Plus there's almost $10 worth of butter here, so there's $18 right here. A big block for cooking. I've got the Devondale big 500 gram container. That was $4.50 on special at Coles today. So that's a bigger container than what we usually get for around the sort of the $4 mark. Potatoes were $4 for the Charisma 2 kilo bag. So the potatoes can vary. They can go anywhere from $4 to $7. I won't buy potatoes when they're $7, but usually there is at least something either at Coles, Woolies or Aldi that is around the $4 mark, and I'll pick them up then. But have a look at what I did see. I've got 3 packets here of pre-cut broccoli, sweet potato, beetroot, pumpkin and carrot. They are they're marked down, they're clearance. So I'm going to roast all of these up today and make a big batch of roast vegetables and couscous to have for lunches throughout the whole week. So that's got lunches covered. Lots of veggies, marked down, super cheap. So I was pretty happy to find those, which I was surprised considering how busy it was at the supermarket. I didn't think there was going to be stickers, but we did manage to find quite a few, including these apples. So these are the organic Gala apples. They were $1.12. So we've got fruit covered this week. There is still a little bit left in the fridge, but there's a lot of frozen berries that we can use up. We've got some apples. Red caps were $4.50 a kilo at Coles this week. I grabbed 2, so that was a little over $2 there for the red caps. The cauliflower was on special this week for $2.50, so I grabbed the biggest one that I could find. So we've got some more cauliflower happening here as well. I do have broccoli growing out in the garden, plus I've got a whole heap of frozen veggies in the freezer. But this is really what pushed up our shop today. There's $40 worth of meat here. It's not the best specials that I've ever seen. You can definitely get them better. But at the moment, considering that there is supposed to be a bit of a meat shortage in Victoria, I'm pretty happy to still find stickers. So these packs down here ordinarily are just under $20. There's about 1.5 kilos in each one of these packs. So 1.4 each, just shy of 1.5 kilos. I'm going to get a good 2 meals out of each of these packs. So I'll use 2 of these chicken breasts. They're both a 4-pack. I aimed for the 4 packs because I know that I can get 2 meals out of each one of these. So there's 4 meals just there. They were down to $12.30, $12.21 for each of those. Split that. I'm going to get 2 meals for about $6 on the chicken. Not too bad. Plus I managed to pick up some casserole steak. These were marked down as well, and again these are about 1 kilo each, just one's a little over and one's a little under. I'm going to get 2 meals out of both of these as well. So I'm going to use about 500 grams in a casserole meal. So again, I've got another 4 meals here. So I've got 8 full complete family dinners here with all of the meat that I have here today. But it is about $40, so it is about half of my shop. The other half is over here and it just doesn't look like very much, but we're going to make this work with all of the stuff that we already have on hand in our fridge, freezer and pantry. Well, there you have it. That is this week's grocery shopping done, plus meal planning as well. If you would like to see the complete meal plan, everything that we're going to do this week, don't forget to head over to Instagram, where I post a Monday meal plan which lists everything in detail. You can also get all of the details, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and links to recipes that inspire me as well over on the blog. I will leave a link to all of that down below in the description if you would like to check all of that out. Otherwise, I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful week. I hope to see you guys in the next video, and I hope you enjoyed meal planning and grocery shopping with me today. Alright guys, I will see you soon. Bye!